Hello, Presto Strings parents. We had a wonderful class yesterday. I handed out bows to everyone who was there who had their instruments and who had their mini bows to hand back to me. We had a few people absent and a few people who didn't have instruments. So just as a reminder, please make sure that your students bring their instruments back to school every Monday so that they'll have them for rehearsal for class on Wednesday. So everyone did get to try a full-size bow if they were in class. I know Anaya and Daniel were not in class, so they didn't get to try a full-size bow. And they also didn't get the sheet that I handed out in class, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So if you are Daniel or Anaya's parents and you would like to print out the sheet yourself, then I'm happy to email it to you. Otherwise, I can just give it to them next Wednesday. So here's what we went over in class. First things first, we learned a new rhythm, which is what we're gonna begin putting on our instruments. It goes like this: pepperoni pizza. We said that, we clapped it, we patted it, and then we did it in a handshake. You can do this at home. If you do it in a handshake, make sure that you start by going down towards the floor. Pepperoni pizza. And then we tried doing that with bows. You form a beautiful bow hold, and then we started by going down towards the floor. Pepperoni pizza. Now let's talk about our beautiful bow holds and also the full-size bow. So the most important thing that we talked about was this screw at the end of the bow. When we put our bow in our case, we want the bow hair to be loosened. And then when we take it out right before we're gonna play, we like to tighten it. So it's the same as anything else, righty-tighty, but you don't wanna over-tighten it. You see how now the space between the hair and the wood is growing. So you wanna be able to just barely fit your pinky finger between there. On the cello, it'll be like a little bit wider, but not much. You'll be able to put your pinky this direction. And then it's ready to play. You can also check that the bow curves upwards this way, like a smile. You see the curve upwards. You never want it to curve downwards. That will break the bow. So that was the first thing we talked about, was the screw. And then we talked about forming bow holds. It's really important that students only hold the bow with one hand when it's straight up and down in the air, and that when they're holding it horizontally, that they also hold with the left hand. So what we did when we were forming bow holds was we held the bow in our left hand between the two stickers, green and red, and then we formed our beautiful bow hold. Thumb next to the frog. A lot of them are doing this underneath the metal part of the frog. That is not correct. It should be next to the frog. And then the fingers drape over like the bow bunny that we've done. Leaning on the first finger, violins and violas, pinky perches on top of the stick. Cello, the pinky goes in front of the stick. After they finish forming a bow hold, make sure that the thumb is curved this way, not locked in like that. Once they've done all of that, that is one bow hold that they've formed. So then they should shake it out, do another one, check the thumb, and that counts as two. At the end of class, I handed out a beautiful bow hold sheet. There are 100 shapes on this sheet. Every bow hold that they form, they can color in one shape. It doesn't take very long to do one, so if they do like 10 or so every day, then we should be finished with this sheet this week. Next week. But maybe if they could do 20, then we'll be done by Wednesday. So if they can try and finish this by Wednesday of next week, that would be amazing. If they don't, then I'll take it the following week. That's fine too. Lastly, we did all of our bow songs with the full bow, and that's really important to start to develop the muscles in the arm, because this is heavier. So we did Witch's Brew, stirring and stirring and stirring the brew, ooh, ooh, stirring and stirring and stirring the brew, ooh, ooh, tip, toe, tip, toe, tip, toe, tip, boo. We did Up Like a Rocket, up like a rocket, down like the rain, back and forth like a choo-choo train, round and round like a great big sun, round and round like a great big drum, up like a rocket, down like the rain, put your bow where you keep your brain. We did Wheels on the Bus, so 2 hands. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Straight up. The people on the bus bounce up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus bounce up and down, all through the town, in and out. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 the wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. And by that point, their arms were probably pretty tired. The last thing that we did in class was we practiced putting the bow on the D string, landing on this green tape silently. I'll show you. So you're holding your instrument. You can be holding it here and bow straight up in the air. Make sure you have a beautiful bow hold. You can check your thumb before you put it on the string. And then you land on the D string silently. They should try doing that like 5 times in a row. Remember, the D string on the violin is the 3rd string over that string. And on the viola, it's the 2nd string over. Same with cello, 2nd string over from the skinniest. Okay, so I'll do it again, landing silently. Then we practiced playing Pepperoni Pizza on the D string. Pepperoni Pizza. They can do that as many times as they want, playing Pepperoni Pizza. Next week, we are going to work even more with the bows and continue to play with them on the instruments. I hope to start to add some fingers more on the instruments really soon so that we get that going. It will be separated pizzicato, not with the bow. So you'll be plucking with the fingers at first, and then we'll start to put them together. So a lot of open string work first with the bows. Make sure that when they're putting their bow away that they unscrew the screw to loosen the bow hair so that it's closer together with the stick. And they should always place the bow in tip first and never bend the bow, because that will break the bow. So they put it in tip first. And I showed all of them in class how to secure the bows to loop them closed into the case yesterday. So please let me know if you have any questions with that. Have a wonderful week. And I will see them all next week, I hope. Okay, and don't forget to bring your instruments on Monday. Thanks. Bye.